akulira enkambi y'amagye Masaka Brigadier Deus Sande ayogeddeko ati ng'omusezi agula essowaani ng'amagye bwe gatasobola kuwaayo buyinza eri bannabyabufuzi abatalina ndowooza ntuufu eri eggwanga.
As long as we are still existing,
we are not there to give up.
We are not going to dare to give out. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just finding out.
Adomera amagye ag'ekasajjagirwa oba division y'amagye ekasajjagirwa mutundutundu eri Masaka Major General Deus Sande naye avudde mu bulamu bw'ensi eno.
Very sad. Well, breaking news, if you're just finding out, let me know. If you're watching this from Mordecai Maurice Live, breaking news. According to what we are getting from the spokesperson of the Uganda People's Defense Force, and that is Chris Magezi. I mean, he recently made a ridiculous statement confidently, and I was like, hey, dude, your name is Magezi. How are you confident in making ridiculous statements? But hey, I digress. He says here, tragedy has struck the Uganda People's Defense Force family again. And with deep sorrow, we confirm the sudden passing of the Uganda People's Defense Force Armored Division Commander, Masaka, Major General Deus Sande, early this morning in Mpigi at around 03:45 hours. He was on his way to Kampala to attend the funeral service of Comrade Major General Francis Takirwa, RIP, at All Saints Cathedral in Nakasero. Major General Takirwa died on Saturday, February 7, 2026. Major General Deus Sande developed a breathing complications along the way, and efforts to resuscitate him at hospital facility in Mpigi failed. The exact cause of death will be ascertained later. We extend our condolences to his family, relatives, and his friends. May his soul rest in eternal peace. And I want to be now categorically clear. I know sympathizers of the Museveni regime, those who look at us with cynicism, scorn, and skepticism will misread what what I might say in my commentary here. I want to be clear. I want to extend my sincere condolences to the family of the late, of the man who has lost his life, and that is none other than Major General Deus Sande. However, there's a very, very sad situation we find ourselves as Ugandan people, and it might be other countries, but this time around, the Ugandan people. In the wake of that tragedy, many people took to social media to celebrate. Now, I'll never celebrate anybody's death because I don't wish any person death, zero. And I feel a little bit of pride that I am able to say that Muhoozi and Museveni cannot say the same. Museveni has labeled his political opponents as enemies of the state, bad elements, terrorists, and stuff like that. It's sad. But you might listen to what I'm saying and you're like, why would people celebrate? Exactly. That's the question we have to interrogate. Why would people celebrate somebody's death? That is a very, very troubling response that really paints to a deeper society fracture. How polarized and divided we are. And in these kind of situations, we look up to the president to be the unifier in chief, but he's failed abysmally on several occasions. But why are people celebrating? Could it be because they looked at him as their tormentor, the arbiter of the repression of the Ugandan people? Could it be the reason? Or is it because of the statements he made a few years ago? How do we heal from here? Now, I'm not trying to justify what they did, but hey, just like you, I cannot control other people's actions. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, that it is ridiculous to try to control, other things out of your reach, which is ridiculous, rather than controlling things within you, which is smart and which is possible. The other one, I can't control how people react. But that aside, let's go on and listen to, before his death, what this man said. Listen here. It is, this video has been posted on social media and Ugandans are celebrating. I'm going to show you the reaction to his death.
Akulira enkambi y'amagye Masaka Brigadier Deus Sande ayogedde kati ng'omusezi agula essowaani ng'amagye bwe gatasobola kuwaayo buyinza eri bannabyabufuzi abatalina ndowooza ntuufu eri eggwanga.
As long as we are still existing,
As long as we are still existing,
we are not there to give up.
we are not going to dare to give out. Now that's sad. Somebody was trying to be like, hey, we don't say those things in public. We are a public institution. We are the military, a very sensitive institution. You shouldn't be saying you cannot hand over. We know that's our plan, but don't say these are quiet part loud. Do not. And this is, no, you can actually say this. We're not going to hand over power to you. We control the next future of Uganda, the next president of Uganda. We control. We don't care about the rule of the people, the will of the people. We don't care. Really?
We are not ready to give up to people, ideologically bankrupt people.
They all have that same talking point. The ideologically bankrupt people. We're not handing over power to someone who is ideologically bankrupt. But I usually ask them, of what importance is your ideological preference or identity? If we look at the mess we see in Uganda, of course, they usually hide behind one talking point. Peace, peace. We brought peace, peace. You're like, okay, go tell that to the mother of Bobby Giant or Bobby Young, or your sin Sechitoleko, and the rest.
Asekeredde n'abalowooza nti bali mu nteekateeka kuwaayo buyinza.
We are planning a handover for you. You think we are planning a handover? No.
See, that's the problem with overstaying in power. You end up surrounding yourself with yes men, minions, people who do not understand the importance and the value of institutions. That the military is not theirs to own. That they will not live forever. That there's a limited time. You should have power. Listen to his mindset. Or you think we are organizing all this military so that we hand it over to you. That's how it should be. Unless you don't wish the country you claim to love well. That's how it should be. How I wish I would hand over this platform to somebody else if I died, and they start from where I stopped and build it to be a bigger platform that would stand for rule of law, for democracy, for constitutionalism, for respect of human rights. How I wish. I don't wish to. When I die, Mordecai Murisa Live's platform should die. That's not my thing here. How I wish other people can actually open more platforms just like this and beyond. But they don't think that way. Because the overstay of Museveni in power requires you to surround yourself with obsequious foot soldiers like him who say, we're not handing over to... Dude, you were not here in 1800. Folks who were here in 1900, who had or who controlled this Uganda or this USA are not here. So whether you want it or not, time is going to come. The empire is going to slip away from your hands.
We are planning, actually we are consolidating.
Sande asabye bannamawulire n'abavubuka mu ggwanga okutwaliza awamu okukimanya nti okutuuka wano Uganda evudde wala.
Again, they usually engage into revisionist history where they want to pretend like Uganda began in 1986. Okay, now takes me to a very important thing I want to comment about, and then I want to show you how people responded. Let's go and open Facebook here and see how did people respond. Let's see here. NBS. Let's check on NBS. NBS television when it was posted. How did people respond? Okay, here's the story. There you go. There you have it. Most people are laughing. Look at that. You only have 23 people who are expressing sympathy, and you have over 46 people laughing, and other 5 people loving the fact that it happened. How do you feel? I'm talking about you who serves the country. How do you feel if your death is going to bring a smile on people's faces? Now, I know you might engage in these defense and deflection. Mordecai, you cannot be loved by all people. But why do people celebrate when you die? Why would people celebrate? Okay, that was NBS. Let's go on and check out on Daily Monitor. Okay, Daily Monitor. Let me type in here as you watch me. All right, it's right here. How's the reaction of the people? Again, here you go. Masaka UPDF commander, Major General Deus Sande dies, and you have most people laughing. Over 100 people laughing. You have 18 expressing sympathy and 7 saying, give me more of this. This is sad. This is sad. And the best way to respond to this is not to judge them. Oh, those are bad elements. Museveni, who has never healed from the Bush war mindset, is what he thinks. And will Museveni slow down, tone down his political rhetoric that has pretty much resorted to framing political opponents as terrorists, as political bad elements? Because only that does, it entrenches hostility and dehumanization. It brings people to the edge of being edgy and vague signaling in situations where a tragedy befall us. People are laughing. Is that what you want? It takes me now to a story I want to tell you. Many of you know about this musician called Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur had that tattoo, Thug Life. Thug Life was an acronym for what you see here. The hate you give little infants, F's everybody. The hate you give little infants. The hate you pass on to kids messes up everybody. So Museveni and his sympathizers should understand that the hate they've given the Ugandan people is ending up messing up people. People do not realize when to say what and how to say that. Remember this guy? I'll play you here. Watch here. Remember this guy?
Police has a right to shoot you and kill you if you reach a certain level of violence.
That's really sad. He was right, but under what context and at what time? Timing.
Police has a right to shoot you and kill you if you reach a certain level of violence.
And exactly. Look, when they usually invoke that violence. You know, Museveni doesn't believe in peaceful demonstrations. He doesn't believe in protests. He's decided to label every protest as riot. So when he invokes violence, it doesn't necessarily mean that they actually mean when people are violent. What they're referring to when people are demonstrating, are protesting. And in the end, you have people celebrating when Eli Tumwine dies. Sad. That is extremely, extremely wrong. And the biggest question now is, how do we move beyond this cycle of animosity that we see every time someone who's serving in the government dies? How do we move beyond this? Of course, It starts with the Commander-in-Chief, CIC, President. He must model restraint and dignity. Is he capable of doing that? I doubt. He's not able. He doesn't have that one thing in him that says, hey, you ain't special. All people are the same. You will die. I will die if I do not do what's supposed to be done. It is sickening. So, I'll show you a few other videos when Chris Magezi posted that video. Look at the videos that have been posted. People dancing. Look, tragedy has struck, and you know, most of the comments being done here. See, the kids are dancing. These are memes that show sort of celebration. You know, this has been tagged, and you know, people are all dancing, celebrating the death. Why should we get here? The stories of him said, you know, warning people, we cannot give you power. It doesn't really matter whether you win us. This is our government. Look at all these people laughing. Look at all these memes that have been posted in the wake of the death of this gentleman. It is really sad. Look at this one. Like celebration. This should disturb you, NRM sympathizers. Is there a place for these people to feel shame? To feel, to trigger that emotion of sadness? To look themselves in the mirror and be like, maybe what? Imagine if Museveni, something happened to Museveni or Muhoozi. Muhoozi, who brags about killing people. Would you blame people who celebrate? Much as I wouldn't want people to celebrate any person's death. But what are you doing? When Muhoozi posts all that hogwash on his social media platforms, you never say nothing. And you want people to express sympathy when he dies. Well, I'm not here to condone that really dangerous, very sad, grotesque culture. And I know if we're going to have to change this, it's going to require the president to man up and be a president if he really wants to. But can he? All is known is lawlessness and impunity. Can he undo himself? I'm a little pessimistic.